What's up, film family? Welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name is Scott,
My name's Dion.
and today, Dion, we got a mission. We got a mission. There is a hotel government, condo building that is infested with criminals. We got to go in, take out the leader, and kill everyone else inside. Was that actually? I don't think that was part of their mission, Killing everyone else in the building.
I don't think it was. No, that just kind
No,
of a
that just kind of
casualty.
happened.
Yeah.
I guess out of necessity to save themselves. But today we are doing the Raid 2012, an Indonesian action film, which was a big recommendation coming from us or coming to us from a lot of people online. Today we're going to be talking to the community that recommended it to us in the family meeting. We're going to be giving our thoughts on the movie, going through all the crazy action in it in the deep dive. And then we got the Filmmies, which is our 6 awards that we do at the end of every show. But we always start by giving our general thoughts. General thoughts. So Dion, this is both our first times watching it.
Yeah.
Correct? What were your thoughts on the Raid?
I thought it was awesome, man. There's a lot of hype that came up to us, and we're obviously going to dive deeper where all the hype came from, because we had our love for the Furious, and everyone in our comments, like in the video, in the shorts that we put out, we're like, oh man, you guys got to watch the Raid. If you like action movies, you want to see crazy action, you got to watch the Raid. And I was nervous because I was like, man, there's a lot of hype being thrown at us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's going to live up to it. And on the surface of the actual action that people were hyping up, I think it delivered. I think the action of the movie was awesome. So I had a good time.
Yeah. I say I came in with mega high expectations just because everyone gassing it, because we were lucky enough to go to the upcoming movie called The Furious at the Toronto International Film Festival last year. We came out, said it was the best action we've ever seen, and everyone was like, okay, but have you seen The Raid?
Yeah.
Like, what about The Raid? I don't know. It's not better than The Raid. And so we were like, okay, let's see. So I have the massive expectations, and I totally agree. At some moments, it met them for sure. Some of the action was absolutely insane. I will say I wanted maybe a little more of it. There is some like character moments, and like there's actually like a decent amount of like story going on in this movie. And basically because of all that, I was comparing it to The Furious that's coming up, and like there's not really any story in that movie. It's just hands the whole time. So like I maybe wanted a little more of it. And there's a lot of like the stuff with the guns at the start, like some of the shooting. I'm like, okay, this is some of it's pretty cool, and I'm excited to talk about the stuff that I did like. But some of it, I'm like, okay, this is just guys shooting. But then they get into the hand-to-hand stuff, and it's just freaking bananas.
Yeah, and like there's no knock on the Raid 2, and like I don't want to we're not going to get into any spoiler territories on the Furious, obviously, because the movie hasn't even come out yet, so it's just unfair to people.
And this isn't about that movie, but
exactly,
they feel connected to us.
Yeah, it feels connected because it was adjacent to all the recommendations that we were getting. So I agree with you. I actually looked it up to see. There's no hands. Like the hands in the movie don't start until 29 minutes into this movie. Everything before that is guns. And the Furious, that's not the case.
Yeah.
that's not the case. So as I was watching this and we have all this gas, I'm like, all right, when the hands coming in,
Yeah.
when they come in, they come in. I will like it does not disappoint in that sense. It just takes a little longer to get there. That's the only thing. This actually has more of a story, which is like a funny thing where it's just like, man, why is there so much story in this movie, man? Just get to the hand. That's usually not what you're looking for, but in this sense, we're like, nah, we're looking for the action. This movie, that's what we're trying to get.
Right. Yeah. And that was a big part of like why we like The Furious so much. And again, I don't want to just keep talking about it, but that movie, like, it knows what it is, and it doesn't try to be anything else. It's like, okay, you're here to see some crazy action, some crazy hands. We're just gonna give you a ton of it. And in this movie, they're like, okay, but let's actually put a little bit of mystery of like why they're here, and like there's maybe some corruption going on with the police and this guy's brother, and like, to me, none of that, I didn't really care about any of it. None of it like really shocked me that much. When like the guy, when it's his brother, I'm like, this feels like I don't know. I just kind of saw it coming. And the whole thing of like, okay, the lieutenant, why are we actually here? We're not here to do good. that confused me a little bit, and I'm gonna get into that into the deep dive. Maybe you'll have an answer for me. So like that stuff when it like tries to be more of a story, it just didn't really work for me. I almost just wish it wasn't there and it was just more hands.
Which is it's a very fair take, and we'll obviously dive deeper into some of the things we really liked and some of the things that kind of didn't work for us. But I agree in that same sense. And objectively, though, I would say if I was recommending someone to like enjoy a movie for its story, I'd say, well, this is objectively a better movie. If you want to
Sure.
do it in this in the category of like what's a better story, what has a better arc, and all these things, it's trying to do more in that aspect. But if we're talking hands, then it's like it still lives up in that sense, which I understand. Where people are like, okay, I'm kind of, it's like I'm used to kind of getting these kind of generic, maybe um action plots, and then the action's pretty good, but the action this is insane. So that's why it stands up in such a different tier of like, oh, I'm used to just seeing like these generic things, and the fighting scenes are okay. The fighting scenes are like are bar. That's the it's the bar. It really is. It's the standard. Which I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure the Furious has like looked at that movie and been like, that's our inspiration.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I could I can remember two of the actors that are in the Raid being in the
Yeah.
Furious. There's maybe even more, but two of them specifically that are in the same movie, so they know exactly, like they're martial artists. This is what they
Yeah.
do. They're great at it.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think do you have anything else, or should we get
Yeah, my
into the
my last point just about this was,
okay.
or in the general thoughts was, the cinematography I think was awesome. Like just overall,
Yeah.
like the way that they, I mean, the choreograph the fight scenes obviously, so characters are moving around during the fight, but the camera is also moving a lot during the fight, kind of moving around corners. There's it's jumping like through the floor
Yeah.
when the guys jumping through the floor, like that's freaking awesome. There's a lot of slow motion being used in this movie, which is done really well. I just thought, yeah, they didn't just kind of like have a stationary camera or just a shaky cam just showing what's going on. Like they actually were doing a lot of fun stuff with the camera along with all the characters fighting.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even if you want to go into like the kind of like the tone and the style of it too, I really appreciate like that grittiness to it. Like it's kind of like it's dirty and it's just kind of
Hmm.
like rough and stuff like that. And it's just as they go through the floors and on the different floors, you get more and more of that. And yeah, no, I feel like the that underground grimy kind of world feel that you get is just it feels so authentic in there, and they really lean into it.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. Next, we got the family meeting.
Let's get into it.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, this was something we got a ton of recommendations for from the film community. So, we reached out to them. Not like we don't do this every episode, but hey, I asked, what movie has the best action you've ever seen? And I asked this on Instagram. We got our boy Kobe, no relation.
Holy
He said, Forbidden Kingdom is up there. Only time Jackie Chan and Jet Li worked on the same film. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. Seems like
But
it needs to be on
I'm
our
a big
watch
Jackie
list.
Chan fan, so I'm sure it's freaking bomb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Like all the stuff that he does in Rush Hour alone
Yeah,
is, and that's like his later work. So like,
right.
that's I definitely got to watch that.
Yeah, that's like past his prime Jackie Chan. Also in a comedy movie, so like he's also
Yeah.
doing other
Exactly.
stuff. Like this one, I'm guessing it is just more if Jet Li's in it, then it's just even more hands and
Oh
like,
my gosh.
yeah, I got to check that out.
Yeah. Adding it to
Uh,
the watch list.
yep. Next, we got Reddit. I asked the same question. I was kind of mentioning that, we saw the Furious at TIFF, so kind of recommending that if you like the raid, go check that one out. But like, what are your favorites? So I got a list here of some of the highest upvoted answers. The highest upvoted was actually Terminator 2.
Mm,
I didn't specify like martial arts hand to hand action, so that's fair.
yeah.
Then we got Aliens.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The action's crazy in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ong Bak, The Legend of Drunken Master, Dread,
Mm.
The Matrix, and then a surprising, well, I guess maybe not surprising, but Fury Road a lot of love for Mad Max in that movie. That's got some crazy action too. It's kind of different,
Yeah.
not necessarily fight. I guess it is fighting, but it's like driving and fight. Like the action's crazy. I will
Yeah,
admit to
it
that.
is. Yeah, when you put the question out there too, I was wondering, like, I was looking at some of the answers to and seeing, like, are people gonna put like fighting action? But I was like, action's so like broad, right? So it's just any kind of action. What was the crazy action to you? Was it gun action? Was it hands action? Was it? I even put on mine. Like I'm kind of like just jumping in, throwing in
Yeah, yeah.
my own input. But Tokyo Drift, if you want to throw Fast and Furious in
Mm,
there, just seeing the drifting, that's crazy action. That's the first time I've seen drifting in a movie like that, and the way they do in that movie. Even though I don't necessarily love that that movie, the action is crazy.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's if I were to throw one in, I got Ip Man on the list.
Mm.
Insane fight scenes. That's another martial arts one, but like some absolutely insane action. And you're right, it's a really broad spectrum. Someone put it like a categorized kind of their answer was like, for hand to hand, there's this, for guns, you go to John Wick, like awesome action in the John Wick movies. So you're right, it's very broad. I for whatever reason, because I put the raid and I was just in that mindset of like martial arts action. That's what I expected to get answers. But like, yeah, no, it's a really a broad question. So I was interested to get these different answers in different genres. It's great.
Do you have your own movies that come to mind? Like it could be in the broad sense, or it could just be that. I mean, you gave Ip Man as an example, but is
Yeah,
there other action movies that come to your mind when you think of like great action?
I mean, The Furious, uh,
Yeah.
Ip Man. I mean, like I said, John Wick. I think if I think of like guns, driving. I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, Fast and Furious. That's the whole reason why these movies are so fun. Like I guess like the world is kind of cool, like the whole underground
Yeah.
uh criminal aspect of it, but like like it's a running joke on our show and just in the film community, like the whole family thing and like the it's just full of like corny stuff. So like no one's really watching these movies for the movies. Like the
Yeah.
Rock is freaking moving missiles with his hands. Like what the hell is that? So like nobody really cares about realism or characters or any of that. Like we're just looking for some crazy action. So Fast and Furious has that too.
Yeah, Dom's using cars as like their beds. Like he's
Yeah.
just landing on them. It's like, oh, that car will break my fall.
Exactly.
like, like yeah, no one's watching that. I had a short list of movies too that I was thinking. There's some hands like you've never seen Sherlock Holmes. It's always funny that I would throw because have you seen the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes movie?
No, you've talked about it so much though. We gotta do it for the podcast, man. Like bring
We
it,
do
make
gotta
that your
do it, man.
episode at some point.
And it's just so weird that I'm talking hands, I'm talking Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
but the hands in the movie is I don't even want to spoil it. Like I don't want you to go on YouTube and even like look it up. I just want you to experience it for the first time. You'll understand it when you see it. It's just the way they edit the fighting scenes in that are just like, at least at the time for me, I'd never seen any other movie do that. I'm really hyping it up, but it's gonna live up to it because it's cool and it's unique. The Sherlock Holmes fighting scenes are great. Yeah, Kingsman's another one too.
Yeah.
Kingsman
Yeah,
was
dude,
crazy.
I feel like it's so unique.
Church.
Like so
Okay.
much camera. It's all like one take, kind of not all, but like a lot of like one take, big action sequences, camera movement, and mute with like a music going at the same time. Like great action.
And then you already mentioned John Wick, but I also want to give some love to Ballerina too. I know that movie didn't do as well at the box office, but we went to go watch the movie, and the action was crazy in that too.
Yeah, I mean John Wick style action, but like the I feel like the different type of because it's a girl, because it's Eve. Like it just they kind of like adapted the action a little bit to be a little less like brute force type of stuff. So yeah, good pick, good pick.
Yeah, she got vicious with it, like throwing knives and like just like putting people in headlocks, the grenades and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil for people maybe want to still go watch it,
Yeah.
but yeah, and Everything Everywhere All at Once too. There was I don't know if you've ever seen
No,
that
I
one.
haven't seen it.
That one's good too, and it actually has another tie to the Furious. There's a guy, one of the guys that's the big bald dude in the Furious.
Oh yeah.
He's in. He's one of the coordinator for that movie. One of the coordinators for the action sequences in that movie, and he also plays like a henchman in that movie. And he has one of the funnier fighting scenes,
Nice.
which sounds funny to say funny, but there's humor in the funny, kind of like the Jackie Chan stuff. You know,
Okay,
like
yeah.
pulling rugs and stuff like that, like those that kind of aspect.
Nice. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's interesting.
There's
Yeah, that's what I got.
there's
For
I
my,
actually thought of a one more, like, because I was thinking we haven't given any love to like any animated action movies, and like there's, I mean, does anime count? Because like that's mostly TV shows if we're just talking movies, but like obviously there's a lot of animes with some crazy action. I mean, there's Dragon Ball Z movies, so like you could,
I was just gonna go
yeah,
there.
go. Which one do you want to shout out? Go for it.
I talked this. I'll plug the pins and pinfalls collab that we did. When I said the Broly movie, that's some of the craziest action I've seen. Especially because now it's like I think that movie came out with like 2021 or 2022. So like now we're so far advanced what we could do with animations and stuff like that. Like some of those early Broly movies were good, but now with being able to have like the computer animations, like because I think some of that stuff was maybe still drawn. I can't. I'm not 100% sure, which still looked good. But in the Broly movie, it was like the scenes, some of the fighting scenes would like change animation. Like their drawing style would change because they were moving so fast or something like that.
Oh,
It was
sick.
absolutely absurd.
Yeah, that's sick.
Absolutely absurd. That's definitely on the list of crazy action.
And I thought of one that's like, I guess it's not animated, but it like kind of half is Alita Battle Angel. Have you seen that movie?
No, actually, I haven't seen that one.
That one's like she's
I've heard of it.
It's like I think it's motion capture actually, like the girl, the main character, but like there's some like racing scenes and some fighting in that movie that's like really good action, really freaking sick.
Yeah, we could do this all day.
Yeah,
like the more action movies gonna come to our head.
We could do this all day.
A lot
of Captain America stuff. Yeah, so you want to throw in some MCU love, like the Winter Soldier when they're the hand to hand on the highway scene.
Oh yeah,
that's some great action.
No, it's true. Captain America versus Iron Man fight in Civil War.
Yeah,
that's a tough
the
fight.
Airport fight. Yeah,
there's a lot of crazy fights, right? Just in general, like, yeah, that's what we can literally do.
I could do this all day.
We're just gonna, yeah.
Well, we're not going to do this all day because we're going
to
get back into the raid. So, I mean, I just want to talk about. I loved how the Tama, the crime boss, like the big bad of the movie. I loved how like powerful they showed him to be. I guess not necessarily him specifically, but just his influence on this area in this building. Like the snipers across the street, like he just makes a call and boom, now you can't stay next to the windows because this guy, as soon as he walks to the window, bang, like right through his eye. And then the other guy goes to get him, bang, takes him out. They Swiss cheese the truck that they come in on. Oh, yeah. Dude, they unloaded like 6 clips into that truck. Like, guys, they're dead. Holy, it really makes it feel like our crew is in a super dangerous spot. So we're so worried about them. Yeah. Like, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, no, the buildup was great. And I like that Kingpin kind of approach. He's just like, he's sitting there. He's got all the monitors. Yeah. He's like the all-knowing figure. He's like, I know everything that's going on in this building. Like, he's just sitting there. He just like like you said, pulling the switch, pushing the button on what needs to be done next. It's great. I like that presentation.
Yeah. I mean, Kingpin is a really good like name to give him, and like the whole monitors. It's funny because there's a lot of characters. Like when we did Star Wars, for example, I remember you were saying like Darth Vader. You were like, oh, I kind of thought he was one of those guys that like just kind of like sent people to do, because we never really see Tama fight anybody. He does execute those dudes. Like when we see him for the first time, 5 dudes lined up, just shooting them in the back of the head. Then he's like, oh, sorry, I'm out of bullets. You got to hold on so I can get my hammer. I was like, oh no, that's brutal.
Yeah, that was not, which actually kind of subverted my expectations, because I thought that was a tease of what he's capable in the sense of like he was gonna fight. He never actually fought after that. Like that was his brutality, and then everything else was just sending people to do his stuff, and he never actually got to throw his hands. I thought we were gonna see him throw his hands. I'm not disappointed. It just was subverted my expectation.
Yeah. By basically almost all of my next points are kind of just like going through the movie and some of my favorite stuff. So if you have any other like general points you want to get to, throw them out. But if not, we can just go through my list.
No, for sure. I mean, my notes are very similar, to be honest. Maybe kind of just like how I felt about certain characters. But for the most part, I just have a bunch of parts that just like really stood out to me from like some of the fights and stuff like that. So yeah, start with what you
My
got.
first one was the slow motion bullet through the door and through the kid's neck. Like when the kid comes out into the hallway, sees them, he's like, "Hold on, don't move, don't say anything." And then he takes off slow motion. The lieutenant takes the shot slow mo through the door. Policia, boom, right through his neck. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, we're getting going. I love it.
Yeah, and there's no rules, man. Kids are gonna die.
True. Yeah.
Like I didn't know if they're gonna be like, okay, we like no kids. It's not like they're ever fighting like women or anything like that either. But it's like I thought maybe it was like, hey, let the kid go kind of thing. But these kids are part of it. Like they're like, no, these kids are snitching on us. We got to shoot them too. Even the guy just watching TV. I feel like there's no need really to get that dude, but just kind of chilling.
I thought, but yeah, you're right. He was just chilling on a chair watching TV, but there was a gun beside him. So I thought he was like the watchman kind of like he was had
Yeah.
that shift at the door. So like they had to get him so that he didn't alert everybody. I thought it made sense.
Yeah, no, I guess but those things both did establish, at least for me, was like, okay, everybody that you see is locked into this world. Like nobody is like, I mean, to a certain extent, maybe some of them are kind of prisoners, like maybe like the guy with his wife,
Yeah.
but like everyone like believes what this is. Like everyone's willing to your kid's gonna run and be like, not police, not the kid's not gonna run to them and be like, save me, please. Like I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like they're all locked in.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, we're taking down those police. They're trying to ruin our situation.
I guess yeah, I guess those like those early kills confirm that. But I was already kind of thinking that because like in the truck when they're driving to the building, he just has this monologue where he's kind of explaining what's going on, like why they're doing this mission and everything. So he says like this is a safe haven for criminals. Like this guy runs it and all these criminals live here, and that's just what this is. And so that's why we got to go get them. So like I kind of expected that to be the case, for it just to be threats everywhere. But I suppose you're right. Like just because he says that, you also have to see it in action right at the start.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that the you kind of talked about it earlier too, which like the twists and stuff didn't really surprise you. The way it was set up, I didn't necessarily see it coming, but I think I do agree with you in the sense of like when it happened, it wasn't like it flipped everything on my head, because it wasn't like this long established thing where we saw like the other character, like his brother. What was his brother's name again? It was
Andy.
Andy. Yeah, Andy. It wasn't like we saw Andy for a while and like he got established as a long time as a character, and it was like a flip of like, oh yeah, like that's my brother. Like we barely saw him. He killed the two dudes in the elevator,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, I guess this guy's kind of on their side. Then it's like, oh, that's his brother. I'm like, okay, like
Yeah,
it wasn't really treated like a big deal.
yeah. I think to me, one of the giveaways was at the start. I think it was actually kind of a cool tease, but once he killed those dudes in the elevator, I kind of saw coming after that was right at the start when our main guy Rama, he sees his wife and then he's leaving his house, and then there's this guy that in this house, and he's like, "I'm gonna go get him. Like I'm gonna bring him back." So I was like, "Okay, he's bringing someone back, so someone that he cares about and this guy cares about." I thought that was his father. He doesn't introduce himself as his father, but like he's in his house. He seems like he's maybe at the age difference that maybe it could be his dad or something. So like, okay, he's going to bring someone back that they both care about, could be a brother. And then, again in the truck leading up, Jaka, I think his name is, has this monologue, and he's like,
Yeah, Jaka.
they got Mad Dog his two right hands, he's got Mad Dog, this guy's a crazy fighter, and then Andy, who's like the brains of the operation. And I was like, well, I mean, the guy that he's going to bring back is not just going to be some no-name thug, right? It's going to be one of the big characters. So I was like, it's probably either one of these guys. So as soon as he kills those dudes in the elevator, I was like, that's probably his brother.
Yeah, no, that's a fair assumption too. And even like, I think again, we're gonna be kind of jumping around too, because we said it's not really there is story to it, but it's not like story driven. But even like the lieutenant, like I was always kind of like sus on him, like the whole time. He was like, It didn't seem like he was like this narrow cop from the beginning, and it was like this crazy flip at the end. He seemed sus the entire time.
Yeah. Like one, he's in like just regular clothes. He has a bulletproof vest on, but it's like okay, he's clearly like maybe more comfortable in this setting than everybody else, and he's the one that shoots the kid right at the start. And Jaka
Yeah.
tries to stop him. He's like, no, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But like, so like I mentioned I had a question about the lieutenant. Like it kind of confused me a little bit. The whole backwards cop kind of thing. So like he's made to be
Mhm.
the bad guy, and but doesn't he say at the end that he was sent there by the higher ups? Like when they catch the crime boss, he's like, oh, you think you were gonna be part of the elite? Like, nah, they're never gonna include you in their group. Like they warned me that you guys were coming. So wasn't like he says that you were sent there to die. So he was in on it, but if he was sent there to die, why would he do it? Yeah, like I don't know, it just confused me.
Yeah. No, that is it's a good question. The way I took it is I initially thought he was in there to get some kind of check, right? I was like, okay, if I go in there and I kill that dude, I'll be rewarded because this is like maybe like another crime boss. It's like take this guy out
Mm-hmm.
and I'll pay you this much, so then I can take over the area and I'll be the new drug lord of the area, whatever it is. And then when that reveal came to be, I was like, okay, he was sent there by the higher ups or whatever, the elite, to take out this guy, but it was actually they actually didn't like. Why did they want the lieutenant to go in there on a debt to die? Like I don't understand that either, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Like was he gonna take over as the crime boss?
I guess, but why would he even want that? Like the idea is like he'd come in, take over, and then he'd get the money. Like I don't know how much money was that guy even getting? What was the main dude's name again? Rama.
Rama.
Like was Rama just like swimming in dough? Like the hotel was kind of run down, but I guess that's the whole thing. You don't want to seem like this fancy establishment because maybe people will look over what's going on in that building. So you keep it kind of like muggy and stuff like that, so people don't suspect anything. But was he really kingpin, like big man in charge? Does he have a lot of money and stuff like that? And then he'd swoop in and get that life? I don't know.
Yeah, was he gonna take over as crime? Because like is it his fault? You know that like there's kind of this theme throughout where they're like, oh, we're not here to do good. So if it's revealed, okay, they're here to take out this crime boss, and if they're getting, like you said, maybe they're getting paid by a rival gang or whatever that's going to come and take over. But I mean, like, does that mean taking out this crime boss isn't good? And even if that's the case, like that's still completing the mission. If it was like okay, he's in on it, and he's then gonna like you send in the SWAT team just to kill them all, so you have less of a SWAT presence. But it's a whole country. They could just send more people.
Yeah.
So like when the lieutenant gets to the top and he's with the other guy and then he shoots him, I was like, and then he's like, okay, help me get out of here. Like, why did he even do that? That was the whole mission, anyways. Get this guy and get out
Yeah,
of
I
here.
know.
So that guy would help you get out of here. So why did you shoot? The whole thing confused me.
Yeah, the ending did confuse me, and like there's parts of the ending that I mean, like the way it actually ended with the brothers at the end was like, okay, it's interesting. It kind of
That
it
was
was
kind of cool.
intriguing in that sense.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. But that part in there, and I guess this is I'll get into not my issues with the movie. It was, but maybe something I didn't love as much was again that part where it's like, okay, why did he do that? And then him shooting Rama in the head to me was a little. I didn't know. I didn't like that.
Mm.
Because to me, it was just like we built this guy up so much, and then he was like, I thought the reason he was talking so much shit to him because he felt like this guy's not going to shoot me in the head, and then he did shoot him in the head, and we never, and like it was just like also before we get the what's it called, the brothers fighting Mad Dog,
Mm-hmm.
he get him stabbing what's his name? Not Rama, Andy in the hand.
Right.
Correct, right?
Yep.
And he's like, oh, so that's like you realize like, oh, that's your brother, like, or who is that person? Like, would they be upset if I like killed you right in front of them, or vice versa? And I was like, oh snap, okay, what's this building up to? And then they have their whole fight and everything, but it's just like, wait, so you didn't do either of those things?
Yeah.
You teased the idea of you killing one of the other person in front of the other, and then you didn't do either of those. You actually gave them a 2-on-1 fight. Which I was just like, okay, that's a weird decision. And then he's like, yeah, he's talking all that shit. And I'm like, okay, he's talking all this shit because like he knows something. There's like a sniper or whatever. And then he gets popped in the head. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Like the story really didn't work much for me. The action was awesome. So like that, if that's what you're here for, then like 100%. But that's why
for sure.
That's why I almost wish they didn't even try to do that much story, because like it just doesn't work, and that's not what I'm here for. I don't care about the story.
Yeah.
So like, you're right. When he shoots him in the head, to me that was like he would just kind of got pissed off, the lieutenant, because he's like, you're not. No matter what you do, you're not going to be part of the group. You're going to be met with a shotgun to your head. Like as soon as you came here, you're dead anyways. So he was like, okay, well if I'm dead anyways, then screw you. I'm going to kill you too. But then what was the like? But to me, it just didn't make sense what he was saying, where he's like, you were sent here to die, but then why were all the other people like all this? The whole SWAT team was like, no, the lieutenant did us dirty. He's in on this, and like he's benefiting from this. But then it's revealed that he's not. So what actually is happening here? It didn't make
maybe
any
it gets
sense
explained more in the raid 2.
Yeah, maybe. Probably not.
I don't know, but I feel you on that. Yeah, probably not, but yeah, I feel on that, and it's I agree with that. And then I'm also, I guess, a little bummed because I'm like, that's how the big bad kind of goes out like that. Like this guy was the guy all knowing. He's the big brother, kind of seeing everything on the monitors and everything, and then he gets popped in the head.
Yeah,
and I was kind of just like, all right.
Kind of lame.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It is a little bit lame. But again, rest of the movie, and I to agree to your point, it's like the story beats, it weren't terrible. I think the ending part just kind of made me a little confused and kind of left me like, okay, like let me just forget about that. The action was great.
Yeah.
Let me just think back to the action.
Yeah.
Like, let me not try to analyze that ending too much, because I was like, I don't think that's what this movie wants to hold its be held for, is its plot.
Yeah. But I still think we should mention it. And so the Andy stuff we talked about, like that stuff at the end was actually pretty cool. So I think his whole thing of like, okay, we're brothers, and Rama goes to get him, and he's like, no, I'm here to bring you home. And his thing of like, oh, you think dad, like I was already a disappointment to him. So what do you think he's gonna think of me now that I'm in this? So he's like, nah, I can't go home. And the reason you have your SWAT vest on, you're like, no, that's who you are. That's your values. You don't want to lose that. That's me with this, and I'm good at this, so I'm gonna keep doing this. So like, I think that was actually interesting. And when Andy could leave at the end, but he decides, he's like, no, I can keep you safe. I can let them let you out of here, but I'm staying. This is where I'm supposed to be. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I like that part of the end. I liked, because I'm like, oh, now it's like these split worlds, and I'm assuming there's gonna be some continuation on the second movie. Well, like I like how it opened. It was like an open ended in that sense, where especially the specific quote where he says like, "I can protect you in this place, but can you protect me in yours?" And he didn't have to answer it. Like that's the like I think the beauty of that, where he's just like, yeah, you can't. So like, I'm just gonna stay over here because like this is my world and I know this world.
Yeah. So even though that the fact that he was a brother wasn't shocking to me, I still think it was interesting. Maybe it would have been better if they didn't even play it as a shock. Like if when he goes to see his dad at the start of the movie, Rama, before he leaves his house, is like, don't worry, I'm going to bring Andy home. And so like we know from the jump that that's his brother. And then we're kind of just waiting for them to connect. And then what the surprise would be that Andy would be like, no, I don't want to go home. You know what I mean? But like the shock that he's his brother didn't really do anything for me, but like that stuff was cool.
Yeah, no, it's true. And speaking of things being cool, There's some crazy
action. Is it
there's
time to
some
dive
crazy,
into just
yeah,
the
there's some
action here?
it's time to dive into, and it'll be interesting too because we're obviously when we get into the film, we're gonna have our favorite scenes.
True.
So like it's a blend of that, but then also the crazy. I think the first thing I'll mention
Mm-hmm.
is when the guy gets thrown over the barricade and it's just like
Oh my
back
God.
just breaks.
Dude, the sound, it just sounded like you took a steak and threw it on the floor. It was just like that thud and then like the little crack of his
Oh
back.
my
That
gosh.
was a good one. Yep.
Oh my god! Another one I have is I can't even remember who did it to who, but I'm pretty sure it was Rama did it to just one of the lackeys. He's fighting him, took the knife, top of the quad, and just ripped down. I was like,
dude, that
oh.
whole scene was bananas. That's what, like, when he goes up to the 7th floor and then he's looking for that guy's apartment, right? Because they see that guy at the start and he's fumbling with his keys and he's got his wife. So he's like, no, this is a good dude. I have a question about him later on that we'll get to, but it gets up to the 7th floor. He's like, okay, we got to fight. The camera's going through the hallway. They're moving around. He's fighting people left, right, center. Lifts his leg up, stabs at the top, slice to the knee. Good Lord. Yeah, that scene was crazy.
And then, what else was there? Was the knife in the elevator through the neck and is hitting the side of the wall.
Yeah, that was just that did not need to be in there. But just that little thing was like, if you think about it, this guy just got skewered to the wall. Crazy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely disgusting.
All right.
And then, oh man, I don't even know how to even describe this one where it was like they were fighting. One of the doors got broken in, and he kind of grabbed the guy and then threw his neck onto the. You know
how I describe it, dude. So he grabs his neck, jumps backwards to RKO him into the bottom of the broken door. That was basically an arc. It was kind of like, not exactly, but it was kind of like an RKO.
You're right. It basically was. That was like one of those.
Yeah.
Like.
That was a crazy dude. That whole scene, that I call that the stuck in the hallway fight, because he's running from these guys and you're in the hallway, this door's locked, and we're immediately like, okay, here we go. We got the guys, they all got the machetes, and then he's just like, shoot, all right, let's do this thing. And then they start scrapping. Right after this is when he like falls a few stories onto the fire escape. And then he comes inside and he's kind of like stumbling back and forth, and the camera's tilting as he's stumbling around. Good. I was like, that was sick.
Absolutely insane. And then the last one I have, and obviously you can add to the more ones that maybe I missed that stood out to you, is when they're in the area when there's like people, they're doing like the production of the drugs. Like, I don't know what, like, like they're
right.
I don't know what that, I think that's what that was going on in that room. They're just,
I think so.
Producing.
I was surprised. I was like, in all these movies, it's always like naked women or women in like bras and underwear.
Yeah,
like, why they just have dudes? What are we doing, guys?
Yeah, I know. It's mostly just dudes. I guess because they want to get they're like, let's have everyone be able to throw hands, and they just didn't want to train the women to throw hands. I guess
that's fair.
Yeah. You only really see the one wife in there, the guy that has his pregnant wife.
And Rama's pregnant wife. Those are the only two women in the whole movie, I think. Yeah,
that's very true. But I don't even remember like what the setup was. I think it was just a quick guy coming through, and he was just like fighting. He threw him on the ground, grabbed his leg, turned, and then stomped on his face. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah. Oh my god,
one,
dude! How can you forget any of this stuff? It's just it's crazy
because there's a lot.
That's true.
Why maybe you could.
That's true. There was a lot. I mean, the funny thing too is that like all of this action, and I have a little more to point out, but like when Jacka and Mad Dog have their fight, I found that a little bit underwhelming, to be honest. Like it's still a great fight, like hand to hand, but one, Jacka just kind of gets his ass kicked, and two, like it's just two dudes like in a room, and there's not a whole lot of movement going on. Like I liked a lot more when they were like in the hallway and they're like fighting over here, and then they run over here and jump off the wall and open the door, and you know what I mean? Like there's a lot more just movement going on. When they're just like kind of stationary in a room fighting each other, it's like the martial arts of the two actors fighting each other is still awesome, but I think it's just there's less creativity and there's less fun to it.
That's fair. No, it's a good point, because it's the movement is a big part of it, as you said.
Yeah,
and it's a little less chaotic and unpredictable, because when you're in these scenarios where there's all these people like running around, you're like, oh, watch out, dude from the back with the knife. Oh, watch out, this guy. Like, there's just so much. You gotta watch your back. And all. When it's one-on-one fight, you don't have as much chaos.
Right. And like you said in like the drug room, okay, they're gonna choke slam this guy through a table, and then they're gonna go and grab it. Like there's props around that you can use as well that I think makes it really fun. Pinned down. Okay, so when they were pinned down in the staircase at the when they still have guns at this point, and I just thought it was really cool, like the kind of slow buildup of like the slow motion of the doorknob turning when they realize there's a guy close by, and then the fire of the gun making the shadows on the wall as they're all getting like shot, and they're falling around like the shadows on the wall as they're getting lit up from the top. I think some of the gun action I think is just less exciting than the hand to hand, but that scene was really cool.
Oh, for sure. Because like again, the gun stuff. Because like again, we like the John Wick movies, and that's gun fu, right? And because our expectations going into this movie was for the hand to hand combat, when the gun stuff's happening, we're kind of just like we're not really paying attention to it. Like we want to see the crazy hand on hand combat because we were hyping up the other movies so much, and people are like, oh, you got to see this. Or I'm like, it's not like it wasn't cool, but that's not what we were specifically looking for when we were going into this movie. But also your point about the shadow thing, it's like little cool stuff like that where it's like that's a cool thing that I appreciate that you didn't necessarily have to do, because like we're expecting for this hands, but having like these cool like cinematic like moments, like creative moments too, is just awesome.
Yeah. And I can't believe you don't have this on your list, but it might be a dead giveaway to one of your filmies. But the drop through the floor, like he has the axe, he's cutting drops through the floor, and then the camera also drops through the floor with him. Yeah, and then there's a guy that's also he catches the dude dropping through the floor and he throws him through the window. That was freaking insane. And then he gets a fridge bomb. Puts the canister in the bomb, turns the fridge over. All right, on 3, we're going to turn this. Like, that was insane.
Yeah, no, that was insane. And that's not even one of my scenes, too. I think I actually did have that written down, but I didn't have it on, like, the crazy kill list, but it should have been. Because that was absolutely... it was the bomb was crazy.
See, that's what I love so much.
This whole movie's crazy.
Yeah. See, that's what I was saying. Like, when there's just 2 dudes fighting in a room, the martial arts is still great, but like it's just less creative and original stuff. I love when like, okay, like we're in this building with threats everywhere. How do we get out of this? What's a creative way to do that? Let me look around. Okay, there's a fridge here and this like pressurized can, and I got a grenade. Boom, fridge bomb. Like, that's so freaking awesome. I love just the creative ways that like problem solve and fight using props and weapons and stuff like that. I think is just elevates is so much better than hand to hand.
Yeah, no, 100. I agree with you. The chaos is definitely more. It's more exciting to watch because you don't know what's gonna pop in next. You don't know who's gonna pop out of a room or whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about was hiding in the guy's apartment when they find the guy that was downstairs and he lets them in. The dude comes in and he's like, so they hide in. Then the machete dude comes in. He's like, do you have anybody here? No. He somehow spots the wall and starts like slapping the pictures off the wall and like breaking the TV. And he starts randomly stabbing the wall. I'm like, why is he doing this? What tipped him off? Like what about this wall is like there's someone back there, and the best way to do it is for you to stab this wall. Like, what the hell?
I thought the same thing too. Like when I heard him say, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, he saw the entry point."
Right.
But he's like, "What's this?" And he starts pulling down the pictures. I'm like, "And that's a wall with pictures."
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What's that? I was like, "What tipped him off?" I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah,
there's nothing out of the ordinary here.
Yeah, exactly. I had no idea. It was kind of cool, just the fact that like it stabbed like right into his cheek, and he was just sitting there as the sword is staying in the wall, and he's going and like, oh, you shut your wife up. You want me to hit her or whatever? Like, and he's like slowly bringing his hand up to try and like get the sword away. Like that was creating a little bit of tension, which was kind of cool. But the question I have about this guy and his wife, why do they live here? Like I get if you're poor and this is like maybe this is all you can afford. I get that, but like this is a safe haven for criminals. Surely there's another like rundown, low rent kind of place that you can find that's not that. Like you're the only dude in this building that is not a murderer. Like was he just screwed over by his realtor? Like did that guy just like find him this spot? Like no man, this is I found you. It's low rent. You know, there's plenty of nice parks around. It's a nice school area. You know, plenty of great shopping for you and your family. And he was just like, yeah, I trust you. Sign me up, sign the lease. And then he showed up. Like, was he just screwed over by his realtor or like, what's going on here? Why is he here?
He had to be. That's the only explanation. Because he didn't visit the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I really doubt like everyone buttons up. Oh, there's a guy's visiting the building, guys. Everyone put on your best
guns
outfits.
away.
Yeah, put your guns away. I doubt they're doing that. So he did not do the visit. He did not check it out. Which almost I didn't give him a Ferris Bueller. But as we're talking about this, maybe I should give him a Ferris Bueller for not checking out the establishment before you decided to live there.
Yeah, this guy just booked his moving truck and packed up and said, "Come on, honey, I found us a nice place, and it's gonna be our new place to live." Yeah, but maybe on the visit, Tama, the crime lord, came down. Was like, "Hello, sir. This is great. We'd love to have you here. It's a great family environment. Lots of kids around, plenty of great parks around, and good place to stay." But I don't know what happened. That guy should not be there.
What was his? He definitely should not be there. What was his job? Did they mention? Was he a?
I don't.
No,
he
wasn't a doctor. He went to the doctors to get his wife.
Yeah, his wife's sick. So like, right? I get it. Like, if your wife's sick, you got to get the medication. It's expensive. Like, they're probably broke. I get that, but like, there's got to be somewhere better than this.
Oh, 100% somewhere better. I was just thinking, like, did they need him for anything? Like, was he like the building doctor or something? But I don't think that was established. I was like, I'm trying to make sense of why he's there. But I just don't think there is.
That's kind of funny. Imagine he's just like the maintenance guy, and he's like a sink gets broken in the building, and Jerry, come and fix it, and like you live in this apartment because that's your job that you do. Maybe he is just the maintenance guy of the building, and he's not a criminal, but like. Because the machete guy knew him. He was like, you're always around here, and you just keep your mouth shut, and like there's thugs and killers everywhere, and he's just like, I don't know, a grocery attendant, or like what's the deal?
Who knows, man? Who knows? He should get out. Hopefully the raid 2, you see him moving out.
I hope so. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. My last thing I wanted to mention was just the body count of this movie. It's not like a trivia thing, but do you have a guess?
Do you know the answer?
I have the answer. Yeah.
Oh, you have the answer?
Let's try and get as close without going over. Let's do that. Price is Right.
Oh, so Price is Right.
Yeah.
Price is Right. Okay. I'm gonna say 50. I'm gonna say 50.
I mean, you didn't go over. It's 121.
Oh,
50?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't know if it was like some of those dudes that just got knocked out and didn't actually die.
Oh, I guess.
Or just got like they cut and they're just down. Because there's a moment when like the guy comes back in the room and he just hears like groaning, right?
True.
They're like,
they're moving around, yeah.
So some of those guys aren't dead. A lot of these guys are just like very hurt.
I think a lot of those guys will die from their injuries, so maybe that counts.
Yeah,
because like you said, this apartment it's not very clean, So like if you have a slice from the top of your groin down to your knee, I think that might be getting infected, and you might have an issue with that down the line. I guess that's the guy in the apartment. He's not the janitor of the building. I don't think they have one.
That's a good point. Yeah. No, you're probably good. Those guys are probably going to die if they weren't dead. Just give them a couple of days. Yeah, things are going to get infected because it's very unsanitary in there. Yeah. So, no, that's a good point. I don't know why I went so conservative with my number. I thought it was gonna be a shocker. The way you threw it out there, it's like you'll be surprised. It's actually not 150 or something.
No, I just
So that's
saw
why I
that
went
when I was
50.
doing research, so I was like, I might as well throw that in.
Okay.
It's just a little nugget.
All right. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of bodies.
See, I find it interesting that like we went through our list of all the stuff, and this goes to my point. And we didn't talk about the 2-on-1 Mad Dog fight because it's just they're just sitting in a room. Like it's still a great fight, but like there's nothing really crazy about it.
I mean, I think it was interesting in the aspect of like how much they built up Mad Dog that he's completely fine with taking on 2 guys.
True, like he
that's,
let that
that's
happen.
really what this movie was about. Yeah, exactly. He wanted. I was like confused the whole time. I was waiting for like the twist in that. Now we're talking about the scene.
Yeah,
yeah. I was shocked in the sense of like, okay, he's pulling him down. He's letting him like take his brother. I'm like, okay, is someone about to come? Is a second guy about to come in? Is someone about to get shot? Is he about to like pull him down? Like his brother's guts are gonna fall out or something? Like I was waiting for something. I was like, oh no, this is just okay. We're just gonna get a 2-on-1 fight. All right,
he's just
go for it. He's just about it.
Yeah.
Which again goes back to my whole Tama thing where I was like, why did you even say the thing about like, what if I killed you in front of him, or if I killed him in front of you?
It's a great question.
It's like, you know what? Actually, you guys are gonna get a 2-on-1. Like,
yeah,
okay. Maybe he didn't know that was gonna be the issue. That maybe that's just Mad Dog going rogue.
Yeah,
living up to his name.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Hey, that's a good point. Living up to his name. He can't be controlled. He's a Mad Dog. He wants a 2-on-1 fight. Maybe he was supposed. Maybe that probably is it. Tama was like, what if I kill you in front of him? So he was tied up. He was probably told Mad Dog, okay, when the brother comes in, kill him. And Mad Dog was just like, no, I want to fight them both.
You're probably spot on.
Yeah,
that's probably what it was.
That probably is what it was.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Mad Dog's got some character depth. Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it. I mean, we kind of already did our whole like the Furious versus the Road. Like, not like a comparison, but like we had to mention it just because that's the reason we end up doing this movie is because everyone giving their recommendations. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed the movie, and I don't have any other points really. Like all my facts and all my main things, I think I'm good. I think it's time.
Anything else you have will be part of the Filmmies, I suppose. So let's get into that.
Yes,
right now.
Let's get into it.
Oh, my freaking laptop spazzed out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm still being recorded, right? You can still see me and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just
all I heard is, oh, Jesus Christ. And then the intro started.
I don't know what the hell's happening, man. It's freaking pissing me off. But hey, I'll just play the
what
intro
even
again.
happened? You're not frozen on my side.
My
though.
screen
I don't understand what just happened.
went all white, and then it came back, and like the intro wasn't playing for a second, and then I came back and it was playing. So I don't know, but I'm just gonna play it again, and then we'll get into it.
Wait, let me
Collect
me
yourself.
Myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna be laughing over the intro. Oh, okay. Yeah, go. Yes, it's that time of the show. It's time for the Filmmies. And if you're new to the show, it's the part of the show where me and Scott give out 6 awards to the movie we just watched, aka The Raid. So our first award that we have is our Ferris Bueller Award, aka a Lazy Award. So Scott, who gets your Ferris Bueller Award?
I gave it to the machete guy. We kind of already talked about it. It's just for blindly stabbing the wall. Like you had mentioned, you're like, okay, what tipped him off? I thought he saw the entrance to that. That's what he should be doing. If you suspect for whatever tipped him off, I don't know what it was, but if you suspect, okay, the guys are hiding behind this wall. What's my next step? It shouldn't be blindly stab the wall. It should be look for an entrance to the wall. Like, why is he doing that? That's just, instead of like, no, that's too much work to try and find where it is. Let me just throw my machete at it a couple times, and like, that's just lazy.
It's a great pick, to be honest, because that we could. I mean, we did talk about that in length of like, what the heck was he? What tipped him off? I don't know. But yeah, why is your first thought to just not look for how they got in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes, and they're already doing all the other stuff. They're ripping up the bed and like they're throwing stuff all around, which you think those guys are hiding under the bed? Like,
I feel like it's not
like
that,
under the
that they think that they're hiding there, but it's more like you have to check, because what if they are? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if they go back up to Tama and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't find them," and he has all these monitors, and he's like, he sees them under the bed, and he's like, "Guys, you didn't check under the freaking bed." You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Like, they're probably not there,
That's
but you
fair.
just got to check.
That's true. Does Tama have cameras in all the rooms too, or is it just was
Yeah,
it
maybe
only the
not.
hallways?
No, I think it's only the
No, I'm just
hallways.
wondering. I don't remember if he did or not.
I don't know.
It'd be kind of weird.
It seemed
I
like he had
definitely wouldn't want to live in that building.
Yeah, true. It seemed like he had quite a bit of cameras, because there was the one where, like, during the shootout, like, he had a zoom in close up of Rama's face, and Andy looked at him. I was like, how does he getting this shot? Like, what the hell? How many cameras are?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm. Yeah, they got a lot, but that's a good pick. It's a very good pick. My fares actually went to Rama. And it's when I actually forget the name of the guy that kind of like loses his ear and also gets shot. He's like kind of dragging around.
Oh yeah,
I forget that dude's name.
I don't.
Do you know that?
No, I don't
It's
know
not
his
as
name.
important, but
Yeah.
because it's not him getting the Ferris. But I gave it to Rama for when they drop the knife and he tells them just to leave it. And the more the context goes with it is like, one, you could have used that knife for like a weapon, like a fight later. Like, why are we just leaving it? Like, you could just go down and pick it up. And two, this actually comes back because when they're taking out the bullet, they're like, "Do you have a knife or anything?" And the guy comes through with like this little butter knife kind of thing. He's like, "That's all you got?" He's like, "That's all I got." You guys actually had something before, but you just said leave it for whatever reason.
That's such
I
a
don't
great
know
point.
why.
Yeah, that's such a great. That's so funny that, like, you're right. So later on, you actually could have needed it for this specific thing. Like, you're right. Just in general, you could use this. You're in a building. You of everyone trying to kill you. You need all the weapons available. But the fact that they actually needed it later on for something specific, and that part is in there where you're just like, nah, don't worry about it. We won't need that later. Just leave it. We're good. That's a great one. Good pick.
Honestly, at first, I just did it just based off the basis of like, that's a weapon that you guys are gonna need later. And then it was like, oh, you guys actually needed that knife.
Yeah.
So then I added more to my fares. I'm like, there's a part 2 to this. Like, you literally could have been using it right now. Like, I don't understand. I don't even understand his thought process to like leave it. Like, he's already dragging a dude slowly. It wouldn't take that. Like, they're already moving like molasses.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was even some of the thought process I had behind a potential Ferris was like, they're moving so slowly. Some people just like kind of open up doors and walk into the hallway. You know, like when Rama is like, okay, you know, we hid it behind the wall and they didn't find us. Okay, we're good. Now I'm gonna go get my team. He just opens up the door and walks in the hallway. Like, there could have been someone right there, bro. Like, what are you doing? And it actually happens with Jacka later when he walks and then Mad Dog's there. I was like, okay, thank God. This is ridiculous. These guys are just walking in like with no care about who's in the hall. There could be killers anywhere.
That's a very good point. Because I was thinking the exact same thing too. I'm like, why are you guys so comfortable just going in and out of these rooms?
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. But that's but thank you for appreciating my pick.
That was a good one.
Next award we have, this is a tough one. Fit check.
Oh God, yeah.
So yeah, who gets your fit check for this movie?
I mean, I gave it to Andy. Just he's got the black cargo pants and he's got like the blue long sleeve with the collar. I don't really have anything else to say. There's just not a lot of fits in this movie, so Andy gets a pity fit check because someone has to win it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I felt very similar too. I was like, I think that at least like stood out to me, like anybody that, and I don't know the dude's name, but I gave it to the dreadhead dude. I don't know if you remember this dude that had dreads.
No, which
Does that even ring a bell? It was just.
Was he a bad guy?
It was when they were. He was a bad guy. He was a bad guy. Yeah, I mean, would we have seen dreads? Like, could you have dreads on the SWAT? I don't know. Maybe everyone has to have like a buzz or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, he was just one of the bad guys. He's part of that same crew of the guy that had the machete that was slamming into the wall. Okay. It was that same crew, and he comes through and he's got like this red shirt that's got like this blue kind of like the sleeves are blue, but the body of the shirt is red. So it kind of just stood out to me because it popped. He has like the I think they're like the classic like Adidas kind of like track pants, have like the lines on the
Oh
side,
yeah.
but he cut them into short, like they were cut into shorts.
Okay.
So like there was some thought that went into there, a little bit of the style. He cut them into shorts, just something breathable that you can easy to fight with,
Okay. Nice.
So, and he had like this little necklace. I'm looking at the picture. He had like this little necklace with like, I don't even know what was on it. Like it looked like almost like a feather or something. So he put some effort. He's like, I'm a mobster, but like I'm not a pig. Like I gotta at least
put myself
have
together
some fashion with what I'm doing. I gotta put myself together as much as I can. So I gave it to Dreadhead.
Dreadhead.
I don't know his name.
Okay.
So
And the
Dreadhead
dreads are
got
part
my
of the fit
check.
too. That stands out. There's not a lot
That's true.
Not a lot of people in the movie with dreads.
That's a good point. No, 100%. So I had to give it to Dreadhead.
All right, solid pick.
Next award we have is our quote. So pretty self-explanatory. So who gets your best quote?
I gave it to Mad Dog, and he says this to Jacka right before they fight because he gets him in the hallway, right? And he has the gun to his head, and then he moves him back into the room slowly. And you wonder, is he just going to shoot him? But he says, no. Guns are like ordering takeout, but this is the thing. And he's got his fit, and he's got his hands up. He's just like, nah, I'm about hands, dog. Like I could shoot you right now, but like guns ordering takeout, that's lazy. This is the thing. I just want to scrap. And I guess that comes back later on, like we said, when he lets the brother go. He's like, killing Andy right now in front of you, that's takeout. That's just takeout. No, scrapping both of you, that's the thing. So I just thought it was a bar, to be honest.
No, it's tough, and it's my quote as well.
Hey!
It's just so. It's so tough. I wrote the whole thing down because I appreciated the whole aura of it. I'm just gonna say, like, it was, you said it, but there was just the beginning part too. He's like, you built it up where he's holding with the gun. He's like, there's a lot of silence. Like they're not talking for at least, like, I'd say like 90 seconds. It's just slowly moving to the room. He's just like taking the gun out. I never liked using these. Takes away the rush. Squeezing the trigger. It's like ordering takeout. Now this is the thing. This is the pulse. This is what I do.
Oh, that's so tough.
And then just right into the fight. I'm like, damn.
Honestly, I'm glad that you did the whole thing. I didn't even like the takeout thing was what really resonated with, and like saying like this is the thing.
Same.
But like the way that you kind of like slowly laid it out, credit to you and your voice recording performance there. That was good, man. You really translated the aura. I could picture the scene. I mean, I just watched the movie, but like, that was great. I'm glad that you went with the
to me, it was this is what I do right into the fighting. Like, this is what I do. And then it's just immediately bang, bang, bang into the kicks. I'm like, oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. He doesn't want to, get rid of these guys. I feel like I've seen that in another movie too. I don't remember which, but it's like, nah, get rid of the guns. Let's just do this.
Yeah.
Dukes.
Yeah, that's I mean, honestly, it
might be John Wick.
It's kind of like John. What do you mean? John Wick uses gun all the time.
He uses nunchucks.
Yeah,
but that's also not Dukes. That's not Dukes.
I think if in Fast is 6, I think.
Oh, true.
When he's
Jason
like,
Statham's character.
Yeah, exactly. You thought this was a street fight, and then he's like, "Yeah, it is," and he puts his gun to the side, and then they start throwing hands.
Yeah, honestly, any movie with Jason Statham, he's probably
he's
probably done it in all of his movies. To be honest,
yeah, true. Good point.
But yeah, no, great. The certified
best
quote.
That's great.
Next one, we got our 6th man, aka our Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson. Keldon Johnson.
No, yeah, Keldon. Yeah, as soon as I said, I was like, that doesn't sound right. Keldon Johnson. He might be going to Cancun soon, maybe. But it goes out to someone who showed out most in the movie in their small role. So Scott, who gets your 6th man award?
I gave it to the machete guy. I gave him my lazy award, but I also gave him my 6th man. Just because he's aura farming for this whole movie. Like when he's walking down the hallway and he's tapping the wall with his sword as he's like kicking down the doors, even just knocking everything over in the apartment. Why is he doing that?
Yeah,
that's just like, no, I'm the boss here. I just want to like impose myself. Aura farming. And when Rama gets cornered before they have that big fight scene, you know, they're chasing after him. They're all running after him, trying to get him. And as soon as they see he's cornered, you would just keep running and attack him. But he's like, no, no, no. He stops everyone. He's like, no, 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 no. Let's soak in this moment right now. We're on camera. Don't forget, Tama right now can see us upstairs on camera. No, no, no. Let's soak in. Let's get our moment in the hallway, adjust ourselves, get our machetes before we kill this guy. So he literally was just aura farming for the whole movie. So he's my sixth man.
No, that's a great pick. And you know, I don't know why I didn't look at him as like a sixth man, because I was actually like struggling to think. I was like, what's my path? Do I go with someone that like had like a really quick moment in their fight scene? And I was like, wait, who was it in it? We make this own awards. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always like,
you want.
I'm always like looking at a freaking whiteboard. Like, was he in it too long? Like, but that's a great pick.
Yeah,
that's a great pick. It's well deserved. It's funny you gave him 2 awards. He's got 2 awards coming in the mail.
One of them for Scott. Something negative too. But hey, all the other stuff was just so great. I was like, nah, this guy
balances out. It balances out.
Yeah.
Mine is kind of similar to my fit check. It goes to another award to someone else that doesn't have a name, and I gave it to Red Pants.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have a name. I'm sure he's credited as just like gangster number 5 or something. But I was gonna say he's Red Pants because he's wearing red pants.
Sure.
And it was in the moment when it's back when they're in that area where they're doing like the drug production or whatever it is, like that same scene where like I don't know if it's coke or whatever the drug is, whatever they're doing with it, but it's in that scene, and then it just becomes like a melee, another one of those melee chaotic scenes where they're just like fighting everybody. But this specific guy in those red pants stood out to me because he came through like running, like they were fighting on the table.
Mm-hmm.
This is when they were fighting on the table, and he did like a slide under, and like Rama jumped over him, and then they started like really getting into the hands. And then the first thing that I appreciated, because I was like, I need to get someone that does something really little in this. He gets knocked down, and he does like a b-boy spin. Like he does like a spin almost on his like, it's not like on his head, but like on his shoulders, like that classic b-boy spin to get up. And they keep fighting, and it becomes like this acrobatic performance that looks so dope. Like as they're throwing the kicks and throwing the punches, he's doing like flips and all this stuff. I'm like, this guy is making the most out of his fight. And that's how I'm like, that's how I'm going to award this guy, because I don't know what his name is on IMDb. I couldn't find him. I'm calling him a Red Pants.
Okay,
but
black
Red
shirt.
Pants. Yeah, exactly. Red Pants, gangster number 5. You get my 6 man because I appreciate what you did in that fight.
He's the Dolph Ziggler of the raid. Like he just
basically,
because this guy, like, I mean, it's a movie, right? So the fight is choreographed. It's all planned stuff. So obviously Rama that's throwing these punches and everything, like that's all that is great. But the people on the other side of it have to take the punches well and like, you know, do these flips and baseball slides and all this stuff. So like he's just doing his part to make this fight the best that it could be. And he's ultimately going to lose this fight because he's not the main character. But
yeah,
if you're going to make this moment as great as it could be with your small moment, that's exactly what a 6 man is. So great pick.
100%.
Good job, Red Pants.
100%. Great analogy to Dolph Ziggler of this, because Dolph Ziggler is very much the Dolph. Dolph Ziggler even said too that a lot of his inspiration, like he'd watch action movies and see the way some of these guys would like take hits and stuff like that, and be like, I'm gonna incorporate that.
Nice.
If I'm gonna lose the match, I might as well make it look good.
Yeah, 100%.
It's the mentality.
Yeah.
But second last award we have is our best scene. So what was your favorite scene from?
Mine is the 7th floor fight scene, and it's, you know, they come up in the elevator, and it's really the first big hand-to-hand fight scene of the movie. Like we talked about, like they kind of start out with showing up to the building, then they have like they infiltrate the building, then there's some action with guns and stuff. So this is the first one where like it's really hand-to-hand, and Rama is just kicking ass. Like the camera is moving in and out of the like closer and further away as the characters are moving around and the camera's moving around the hallway. Like all that movement I think is really, really fun and dynamic. And basically when it's the first one that happens, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's what I'm here to see. So like all the other stuff at the front, like some of the gun stuff was still really cool. But then when this happened, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm here for. And just quickly again reliving the stab to the top of the thigh, slice all the way to the knee. That was like the most memorable part of that fight. Like just insane stuff.
Oh my god, that gives me goosebumps, man. That stuff was.
Imagine just
It's like I've
filleting
never had
your
that
leg.
feeling in my life.
Opening
I've
your
never
leg
had
up.
that feeling. Oh my god, yeah, I've never had that feeling, and I hope I never have to. But I felt it. It was like I know that feeling, but I don't. It was just brutal.
Yeah.
Great, it's a great pick. It's funny enough that my favorite scene is actually Mad Dog versus what's it called? Mad Dog versus
Jacka?
Jacka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Mad Dog versus Jacka. And my reasoning is a big part of it is the beginning of it.
Okay.
It's the build to the fight. And obviously you get that quote. And it's a little bit of it's a weird nostalgia because I'm watching this in reverse, but like we got to see those guys be absolute badasses in the Furious. And I'm like, these are the two dudes from the Furious. And I'm like, this was like their big. I mean, they did a couple of things before this, especially like the actor Joe Taslim. Like he was in a couple of things before this. This was like his first roles. But Yayan Rohan, like the guy that plays Mad Dog, he actually was. This is like his very first kind of role. So this kind of like set the table for him of like what he ended up being like being like this legend in Hollywood and stuff like that. But I think I was just so gassed to see these two dudes even in the room. I do agree that like the chaos fights in themselves are more entertaining, but I think I was just so hyped up. I was like those dudes when that were like excited seeing those guys. We didn't get that context when we watched the Furious. I was like, "Yo, those are the guys from the Raid."
Right.
I was like, "Well, we've never seen the Raid, so we're seeing these guys for the first time." I'm getting the flip. I'm like, "These are the guys from the Furious, yo! Like, let's go!"
Okay.
I was just so hyped about seeing those two fight, and absolutely shocked that Jacka died. I didn't think he was gonna die. Just
fair.
because again, I'm so conditioned from him being like the badass in the Furious. I'm like, well, that dude's not gonna die. That's like top G.
Yeah.
He's like you just don't kill those type of dudes. But they did, and I was like, oh, snapped his neck, dragged him. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. And like they really take their time with the scene, beginning and end. Like you talk about the beginning, the build up. That's both of our quote, and then at the end, when he's just like on his knees there, like all beat up, and then he's sitting there for a second. And we're like, is he gonna kill him? Like, what is he actually gonna do here? And then pops his neck and and then he just drags him out into the elevator and brings him up to the to Tama. It was kind of funny that Andy was like, this is not the guy. Like you did all this and you think you're bringing the guy, but he's like, well, at least I got something. You're showing up empty handed. So that again, the fight is still great because they're two great martial artists and it's really and it's really cool. It didn't stick out to me because there wasn't as much like kind of dynamic stuff going on, and maybe that's just my like, brain rotted self being like, I need more, I need more stimulation. It's not enough. Like having one screen on. No, I need to have the game over here, and I need to have a movie on over here, and I need to have my phone scrolling over here. So I just, but no, I think the build up and the end, like that alone was really great. And the fact that these are two guys from the Furious, that's a really good point.
And I completely see your point. I think the way I compare it is to even give a nod to the movie we just watched. Like that fight between like Austin Butler and Timmy's character. That's like a slow and melodic type fight where it's like every movement kind of matters and like there's high stakes here.
Yeah.
And these are our big characters. So that's how I kind of looked at this scene. I'm like, oh, this is a high stake moment because these are two like top characters. These aren't two. It's not Lackey versus main guy. This guy's gonna die in 2 seconds. It's like no. This is Mad Dog, and this is one of our main characters that we've been with from the beginning.
Yeah.
So this is a big moment. So that's how I looked at it in the sense of like, okay, this fight is someone's, I guess, is gonna die in this fight, which I actually think someone's gonna die in the fight. I thought they get broken up and it'll be like, oh, I'll see you later type of thing, or like we'll tease that for a later fight. But the fact that Jack actually died there really shocked me because I was like, oh, I thought our main guys were gonna stay. I thought all the side dudes were just gonna fade away slowly.
Right. Yeah, that is a good point. Just the fact that I think it is shocking that he dies, especially when he's like sitting there for a second. And I'm just wondering, like, are they going to do it? And the fact that they really treat it like a boss fight with the buildup, like every other fight, they just like people start running in and they start scrapping. So this one, they're like, no, these are two guys. let's make this cool takeout line that we came up with, and and then you guys can start scrapping.
But yeah, that's why I was laughing when you were saying that, like, you didn't love it much. I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be my favorite
We have
scene.
different opinions. That's fine.
Yeah, which no, 100%. But I see your point though, like in loving the chaos, because I love it too.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love the chaos fight, just as great. Last but certainly not least is our MVP. So who gets your MVP?
I gave it to Iko Uwais, who plays Rama, and I just think like absolutely bonkers fighting scenes. Like I think he actually did some solid acting too, with like when he's like protecting the civilian for a while, like, you know, like we said, the repair guy of the building, and his brother, like that stuff. I think that there was actually some emotion being conveyed and stuff like that. But a lot of the pull of this movie is just the fighting, so like the acting doesn't really matter as much. But I think he still was good. But to me, his fights were far and away the best. Like the stuff of him throwing guys out the window, RKOing that dude through the into the bottom of the door, the seventh, my favorite fighting scene, the slice of the knee. Like he did the most fighting, and it was just freaking outrageous, and he was freaking awesome.
It's a great pick. No, he was phenomenal in this movie. And like you said, not just the fighting, like the acting chops were actually pretty awesome too. Which you're sometimes not even looking for in these type of movies.
Yeah.
You just kind of like bypass it. But he definitely did have some great moments.
Yeah. So to me, like this, just the biggest thing was just like every time he was about to start a fight, I was like, oh hell yeah, this is, and they all delivered. So he's my guy.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I didn't go that route. My MVP ended up going to Mad Dog, and I was thinking about, I was like, is this the character or is this the actor? And I think in the end, I kind of went with just the character in itself, because I think it was just interesting the way that character was written, in just being this ultimate badass type of character. Where, like, you at the beginning, you see him and like, okay, this is one of like the right hand man type guys for the big boss, and it's like, how bad is he? You know what I mean? Like and I feel like they really established that, where he's like, no guns. You see him kill Jaka. I'm like, okay, it's gonna take a lot. That from that moment on, it's gonna take a lot to get rid of this guy. And the fact that in that scene, which again, we talked about how the chaos is definitely the more enticing things when we're getting those fights. But the fact that you're watching him, and I feel like he's so unpredictable. I guess again, the plays into the Mad Dog thing, where we're watching that scene where he's letting the brother down, and I'm like, what's going on here? Like, what's he about? Like, I don't know what his plans are next. And I found that was intriguing when he was on screen. I just don't know what to expect from him. And for him to be like, I'm gonna fight both of you 2-on-1, I'm like, this guy has got the juice. And it was a close fight. It took them a while to take on one guy.
Dude, he was about to kill Rama, and he probably would have if the light shard wasn't there. Like there were no weapons in the room that they could use against him. And when that was the case, he was piecing them up. So like, if he didn't, accidentally break a light, so they had this shard that he could stab him in the neck with, he probably would have won that fight. And you make a really good point of just like, you don't know what to expect when he's on screen. That goes to his name. They build it up at the start saying he's like a loose cannon. You don't know what you're going to get from this guy. He can't be controlled. And he absolutely lives up to that. He could shoot Jaka in the face. Doesn't do it. I would rather beat you up with my hands instead. Two dudes I'm supposed to kill. We talk about how he's probably supposed to kill Andy in front of Rama when he comes in.
Yeah.
Instead, he decides, no, I'm a mad dog. Screw that. I don't want to do that. I want to fight both of these guys. So that's a really good point. Just like when he's on screen, you don't know what the hell you're going to get.
Yeah, and I think the way they established his fighting style was really well done too, because like they played into the fact that like he's not a brute force fighter, right? Like, he's not like he's kicking these dudes and they're flying into the wall or something like that. It's like it's just his speed and his precision, and him using his feet and like whatever's around him for his leverage. It was just so magical without it being overly dramatic to watch. It's just like it's so fun to watch him fight.
Yeah,
and like I'm gonna gas him some even more. He was just as phenomenal in the Furious too. This is for like 10 years later. This guy still got that juice.
See, I think he was better in the Furious, but because like my issue with Mad Dog in this movie is that his two big fights are just guys in a room fighting. Like if he got the Rama procedure where he gets to like go through a hallway or go through a big room full of tables and chairs and weapons and stuff, and he would be running around and fighting people using this with like he gets all the dynamic camera movement and everything. I think he would be phenomenal in that stuff because he's just such a great actor, such a great martial artist that he just doesn't get the Rama treatment, and I think the movie doesn't do him justice because of that. But
Fair point.
but when you get to the Furious, he does get that treatment. So I
Yeah.
think he's absolutely outrageous in that movie.
I swear to God, guys, we're not on the marketing team.
I know,
for the
dude.
Furious
I'm
X.
so worried that we're just gassing this up so much, and anybody that's heard us is gonna go into this movie and just be disappointed. But like, man,
But I don't think you could. Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Is that enough? Lionsgate?
Yeah.
We're gonna get paid?
yeah,
Okay.
we're good. Yeah, we're getting that commission. Yeah,
Okay.
guys. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
buy your ticket, use code FilmRoom15 to make sure we get our cut.
Oh my goodness. But no, that's the Filmmies.
That's
We got one
Filmmies.
certified.
Yeah,
Certified quote
on
from
a
Mad
great
Dog.
quote. Honestly, there was no other quote. I was honest, like
Not
until
really.
that happened, I was almost like, shoot, like what am I gonna? I have nothing. I have nothing for my quote
Yeah.
right now at this point of the movie. So, and then that one really stood out. So I guess it makes sense that it stood out to you as well. So nice to get a certified. I also like that we have differing opinions too.
Yeah,
it's
no, for
also
sure.
it's almost not really differing opinions. It's more like differing priorities of like importance.
Yeah.
Because like I think we still agree with each other, but like you maybe just have a different. You care more about this rather than that kind of thing, you know?
No, for sure. And that usually comes from like a lot of times with our quotes too. Like that's always all over the place.
True.
One dude's like, I just thought this was funny. And the other dude's like says something really meaningful.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. I was just looking for laughs.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
thought that thing made me laugh. Or the other dude's like, I thought this was like really powerful, really set the tone of the movie. I'm like, this was just funny.
Yeah.
So like it's just what you're going into the movie and what pops out to you. It doesn't mean one's better than the other or what's right, what's wrong. So it's just different perspectives.
And Fit Check was basically just like
Oh,
we
yeah.
could have almost eliminated that award for this movie, but hey, Red Pants or not Red? That wasn't Red Pants guy. That was Dread's guy that you got.
Oh, that was Dread's guy,
Yeah.
Dreadhead. We could have done worst. We could have
That's
done
true.
worst fit.
But also like there's so many bad fits that like it's just a rundown like apartment, right? Everybody just has on rags. So like
That is true.
the worst of the worst would I don't even know what that would be, but you know what? Maybe I should have given it to Tama, the crime, because he's the one. Like, yes, this is all run down. I'm assuming everyone's poor, but I'm assuming he's got a lot of bread. You should be
True.
showing out a little bit more.
Yeah. Put a little honorary worst fit for
Sure.
Rama.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, certified.
Yeah, all right. Certified honorary worst fit for Tama. Get it together, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, that's gonna do it for us. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review if you liked the episode. 5 floors of badass fighting. 5 Mad Dogs. 5.
yeah, I was gonna say Mad Dog. 5-on-1 fight with Mad Dog.
Ooh, true. Yeah.
Yeah,
5 on
5 floors. I like 5
5
floors.
floors. No, I like the 5-on-1 fight. It really doesn't
Okay.
matter. Just leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah.
We'd really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Be sure to check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, all that good stuff. Give us a follow at the Film Room Pod. Be sure to check us out next week for another great episode. And be sure to check out The Furious. Again, use code the Film Room to make sure we get our cut. But no, that's a really exciting movie that we're going to be talking about. I'm very excited to do that. Go see that again. Keep an eye out for that. If you like this movie, you're going to love The Furious. Go check it out. But yeah, Dion, take it away and end the episode.
And remember, if there's one thing I know about this world for sure, this film world, is that we can protect you. The Film Room Podcast protect you. Can you say that about other movie podcasts?
I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
Peace out.
Peace out.